ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaste everyone. So, in the last class, we were introduced to two terminologies, Adhyaropa and Apavada. And it was discussed that this Adhyaropa only has to be desuperimposed. And it happens automatically in our life. We see when we go to deep sleep, it happens automatically. And then I raised a question also. If this desuperimposition happens in our daily life, in the deep sleep state, then what benefit actually I get out of it? Because my problem is there in the state of waking. So, that should be known how Apavada is happening in the state of waking, and then my whole problem is solved. See, the goal of Jnana Yoga is to know the ultimate reality. Just when I say ultimate reality, after listening to it, immediately people will land into some kind of thought, some kind of imagination, ultimate reality, something vast, or something like that I have to know after doing a lot of tapasya and upasana. So such kind of imagination automatically comes in the mind and it captures the mind completely. It is the strong tendency of the mind to objectify something, even ultimate truth, ultimate reality. The moment I listen to it, I land into some kind of imagination. I land into some kind of thinking. And here we make the mistake. Instead of doing investigation into the reality available already in our experience, we try to imagine something. We try to give existence to an imaginary reality, and the moment I am trying to give existence some imaginary reality, that means I am creating a reality out of my own mental imagination. Very, 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 very great point, Ji. Just try to understand it. The moment I am thinking something, that means I am creating a reality. I am giving a kind of color to reality, which is not at all reality, instead of investigating into the reality. It's a very great thing to understand. The imaginary reality, which is not there at all, just a kind of mental imagination. I am just thinking that reality should be like this, should be like this, should be like this. This is really a very, very complicated process of our mind, we can say. Strong tendency of our mind to objectify something, to imagine something, even to imagine the reality instead of investigating it. This is our problem. But now we shall inquire into the truth which is already available, which can be known through the process of Vedanta Vichara. Yat gyatva sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. जिसको जानने के बाद सब कुछ को जाना जा सकता है. Yat gyatva sarvamidam vijñatam bhavati. What does that mean? There is some ultimate reality. Yat gyatva sarvamidam vijñatam bhavati. Idam sarvam. And whatever other things are there, also they can be known. So two things. Yat gyatva sarvamidam vijñatam bhavati. From this statement we get two things. One is that there is one ultimate reality that can be known. And another thing is that sarvam idam. All these things which we see in the sensory world, which we experience with the help of our sense organs, this empirical, this phenomenological reality, so here comes the Vedanta Vichara. How is it possible? How Vedanta is leading us towards the final conclusion that only I exist and nothing more than this is there. How to get at that conclusion? So, Vedanta takes up a technique. It questions, what is this aham? It questions, what is this idam? The whole multiplicity has been reduced to idam. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, or whatever you eat, whatever you smell, whatever you experience with the help of your organs, with the help of your senses, the whole of multiplicity has been reduced to idam in Vedanta. This idam can be known. This cognition is happening all the time in us. And there you are having the sense of I, aham. The sense of I also is there that you cannot deny. You cannot deny your own existence. Why? Now if I ask you the question, why you cannot deny your own existence? What may be the possible answer based on our experience in life? Why? Because even you are the seer of the doubter, that is one who doubts. The knowledge of aham pratyaya, that I sense, is already intuited in you. But when it was intuited in you, you don't know. I also don't know. Because it is aja. It has no birth. It has no beginning. It is already intuited in me, you know. Then how it is pratyak? That day also in my class, I used this terminology, pratyagatman or pratyagatma. This is a Vedantic terminology. It needs a little bit of explanation based on our experience in life. Pratyak, that you are already intuited in you, your knowledge of I is already there, intuited in you. How will you understand it? Just let us take an example from our day-to-day life. Suppose you are sitting in a room, pitch darkness is there, no external light, nothing can be seen. Even you cannot see your own body. So you are sitting in such a room or maybe in such a place. suddenly a mosquito comes and bites you. A mosquito comes and bites you. Immediately you have the sensation of biting. A biting sensation is there in you, in your experience. Have you ever questioned it in your life? This biting sensation, though you are not able to see anything, even you are not able to see your own bodies, such pitch darkness is there in the room, but still that biting sensation you can feel in you. How it is happening, this biting sensation? If you understand it, you will be able to understand this pratyak. This I is pratyak. Now, you see what happens there in such a situation. What happens? There is no external light, but there is a Swayam Prakasha, Nitya Bodha in you. Though you are sitting in pitch darkness, still there is a Swayam Prakasha, Nitya Bodha in you. You are aware that you are sitting, one Nitya Bodha. All the time you feel, all the time you experience. It does not require any external light. So the moment the mosquito comes and bites you, you feel that biting sensation on that Nitya Bodha. And after a few minutes, or after a period of time, this biting sensation goes as usual. And when it goes away, still you are in your Nitya Bodha, Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha, pitch darkness. You cannot see even your own body, but you are sitting there along with a Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. Just try to understand it. And the biting sensation comes and the biting sensation goes. Very, very great thing. We never question all these things in our day-to-day life, though we experience all these things. But the Vedanta takes all these things in a different way. It questions what actually it is, how it is happening. So before the biting sensation comes, you were with a Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha, and after the biting sensation goes, you are still in the Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. So the biting sensation of the mosquito comes and the biting sensation of the mosquito goes. All these things are happening on your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. This Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha, this is pratyak. This is something already intuited in you. And you also cannot say when it started actually. Now if you see, if I give a Sanskrit definition of Pratyatman or Pratyak, still there will be a kind of scholarly distance to understand it. But when I put my experience side by side and I try to analyze Vedanta, then I see that things become very easy. Actually, it is very easy. Your nature is nearest to you. So it is very easy. It should not be made complicated at all. It happens in our life. So this is pratyak. So your I is that pratyak. Just try to understand it. If you understand this pratyak, then everything will become very easy to understand. So this is aham. Vedanta questions it. What is this pratyak? What is this aham? This is called self. And that idam, that the whole multiplicity has been reduced to idam. It is non-self. Now Vedanta will proceed with this too, with reasoning. How is it possible? So, up to now, just you see, only two things can be known. Two contents are there. So the whole multiple world or whole of the multiplicity has been reduced to idam. So one is aham, another is idam. So two contents are there only to know. Now here the inquiry begins. Now you see what happens with us. Now if I give you a piece of paper, if I give you a pen or pencil, immediately you will say, no, I am not this paper, I am not this pencil. I am separate from it, I am different from it. So that sense of differentiation is very vivid there. Why? You are not a paper or you are not a pen, you are not so and so. So easily how you can understand it? How is it possible? Because you are not feeling tadatma with the piece of paper or with the pen. It is not there in your inner psychological system. It is not there in your inner physiological system. The reason for which you are not able to attach any sentiment to it, and instantly you say, I am not this piece of paper, I am not this pen. Everybody knows it. No confusion arises in our life. I am not the paper, I am not this pencil. It is very easy to understand. There actually no confusion arises in our life, but the confusion arises when it comes to deal with our body and mind, this physiological system or the psychological system. There comes the confusion. Why? Because we feel tadatmya with our body, with our mind. Now the piece of paper, it's an external thing. The body also is an external thing. But as you are psychologically connected, physiologically connected, here you feel a kind of tadatmya, an intense tadatmya. And instantly I say, I am this body, I am this mind. But when I say I am this body, my body is like this or like that, just you see that thought is presented to you. The body is like this or like that. When I say like this, what does that mean? That means that this is presented to me, and me means that pratyak that already we have discussed with the help of an example of a mosquito biting in pitch darkness. So as the biting sensation of the mosquito is presented to you, in the same way the body feeling also is presented to you. So what is presented to you is other than you. It is very easy to understand. What is presented to you is other than you. Because you, as I, is not the body. It is also very easy to understand from our own experience only. Because the thought regarding the body is presented to me. So I am not that. Just try to understand it. Even when you feel extreme or excruciating pain in your body, still that painful sensation is presented to you. Just like the biting sensation of the mosquito is presented to you, to your pratyak, to your eye sense, in the same way that excruciating painful sensation also is presented to you, your eye sense. That eye sense is already intuited in you. You and I, we don't know when it actually started. Why? Because it is birthless. So you are different from the body. Just try to understand it. It happens in our day-to-day life. It is not that something I have to imagine. I will take all these practical examples that I experience in our life. I need not imagine at all to understand Vedanta. These available experiences are here only to experiment. This is vichara. So the first thing is that in reference to your pratyak, you see that the paper is not you. The body also is not you. So you are different from body also. Now you come to the mind. This is also very easy to understand. Mental changes. So you are buffeted by so many mental changes. You are agonized by mental changes. But still, these mental changes also are presented to you. Or thoughts related to these mental changes also are presented to you. What does that mean? That means you are the constant witness to these mental changes. So you are not these mental changes. Even in the midst of these changes, the Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is there. That Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is there, and that is the reason why on that Nitya Bodha you experience these mental changes. So these mental changes are not you. Just try to understand it. So body is gone, mind is gone. Now you come to the ego sense. Ego sense is nothing but different mental modifications. Different mental modifications. As if you are thinking yourself after wearing an apron on your pure aham pratyaya. Pure aham pratyaya means already we have discussed regarding it. That is that pratyak. Just this experience you keep in front of you while listening to all these words. That biting sensation of the mosquito, it came on a Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. The Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is your pratyak, is your aham pratyaya, pure aham pratyaya. So when you feel a kind of ego sensation, a slight sensation in your mind, then you can understand that how you get identified with it. Even that you are getting identified with it, you are getting angry, or you are dissatisfied because of this and that you can understand within. That has a witness within. So different ego sensations, slight modifications in your mind because of your strong attachment to different adjuncts or identifications. We give rise to all these things. Suppose you are discharging your services in a temple and you are in charge of it. But suddenly, if you see somebody enters into the temple, or somebody enters the temple without taking your permission, and if you come to know and if you see it, suddenly you get angry, or you are dissatisfied. Why? Because it happens due to our ego sensation that I am in charge of it. I am having the responsibility of looking after it, and without taking my permission, he is entering into the temple. So from a kind of inner ego sensation, it happens in a strong reaction. Suddenly, a strong reaction comes out. Those who are mature enough, they can tackle all these situations very intelligently. But in most cases, you will see, if you observe the behavior of common people, you will see as if spontaneously it happens in them. So this ego sensation, angry ego sensation, because of his strong attachment to some particular identification, to some particular adjunct or upadhi. Now, another example you take, just you are sitting in front of your room, or you are sitting somewhere, and you see a very, what should I say, small animal of lower birth, or something like that. Or if you see a poor man suffering, completely illiterate, suddenly you see you are not making any action, you are just sitting, but you feel a kind of superior sensation in you, that you are not that. You have got a superior body, you have got a superior environment, you have got a superior mind. A sattvic ego sensation you feel. So these are different ego sensations, only to make you understand. Not aham pratyaya, but all these ego sensations are happening in your swayam prakasha nitya bodha, that you yourself can understand it, that within all these things are happening. So these happenings also, these ego sensations also are presented to you. Just try to understand it. So swayam prakasha nitya bodha is constant. It is persisting in and through. It is persisting all through the stages, all through the states. But these sensations, these ego sensations, sattvika ego sensation, rajasika ego sensation, angry ego sensation, whatever you say, these are all presented to you These are all presented to your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. Just try to understand it. This Pratyak. How it is there in you, you also don't know. Already I mentioned 2 times that it is already intuited in you. So your pure Aham Pratyaya is already intuited in you. That Pratyak is already intuited in you. The Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is already intuited in you. But these different changes are observed by you. So it is clear that you are not these changes, rather you are the seer of these changes. You are the knower of these changes. And these changes are being known to you. Just try to understand it. Very subtle point. It happens all the time in our life. The problem is that we are not able to give importance to all these things. Generally, we neglect all these things. We say, these are happening, these are quite as usual. So, what importance to attach to all these things? No. But a Vedanta practitioner, he will put value to all these things in his initial stages. If you want to understand Vedanta, then you have to take things in a little different way. Just you experience something and you neglect them, and out of this you don't gain any experience, you don't learn any lesson, that will not do. Then you will not be able to go to the peak of vichara. Somewhere you will be lost. And that is the reason why that day we discussed asakta buddhihi sarvatra. Everywhere this unattached pure intellect is necessary, without any misconception, without any doubt. And when it will happen? When you are inquiring into your own real nature. So you are completely merged in you, you are completely introspective. You have the power of reflection to understand what is happening within. Then your buddhi becomes unattached to outside or external objects. You don't give any importance to all these things. Because a quest is going on in you. You are interested in it. It requires a little training. So the training of the mind, the training of the senses, all these things are really necessary in order to do Vedanta Vichara well. Try to understand it so that you can understand that pure Aham, that Pratyak. Though it is all the time there with you and on that Nitya Bodha, everything is happening, but still you are not giving any importance to it. Why? Because the Prakriya is not known to you. The Vedanta Vichara Prakriya is not known to you. Upanishads are telling us to look into us in this way, to investigate the Vastu, the reality, in this way. This is the Upanishadic process. Now this ego sensation is gone. Why? Because this ego sensation also changes. So in you, all these changes are happening and you are just a mere watcher of all these changes. What does that mean? That means that Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha, that persisting sense of I-ness is always there in you unchanged. And that is the reason why you can witness all these changes, or you are witness to all these changes. So how we started, so I am not the paper or I am not the pen, the very external world we have eliminated. After that, I am not the body, because bodily changes are there and bodily changes are experienced by me. And then I am not the mind, because the mental changes also I can experience in me. Though that Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is always there in its unchanged form, you can say. And I am not the simple or subtle ego sensations also. Why? Because I am within, watching all these things. So what I am watching must be different from me. So these ego sensations also are different from me. So all this multiplicity has been reduced to idam in Vedanta. So one thing is that your aham, that is your pratyak, that already I have made you understand through the example of biting sensation of a mosquito. Just hold on to it. So this aham and the whole world of multiplicity has been reduced to idam. See, if Brahman is there all the time, then right now also it is there in you. Right now also it is there in me. It is not that right now it is here and after a period of time it will not be there. Or right now it is not there. After a period of time it will come. No, it cannot be. So the problem is that I am not doing vichara correctly to understand that it is already there. It is already there in my experience. Now, how to understand, how to recognize this experience? To recognize this experience, this Vedanta vichara is done. This aham idam vichara is done. Because these are the two contents only to experiment. Otherwise, there are no contents at all to experiment. So now, when you leave this external world, that you are not this idam, you are not these bodily changes, you are not these mental changes, you are not these ego sensations, then just you see, you stand on your I-ness, you stand on your pure aham pratyaya. Because already through vichara, you have separated those things from you. Idam. So you stand on your aham pratyaya. Just you are having your individual consciousness. That pure I sense. Complete duality is there. Because something you have negated means something is there, and that is the reason why you have negated it. So that something is there in your knowledge and that has to be negated, or that I have negated. Now I am doing this vichara. So something I have kept aside, something I have kept away. So though it is not there in your vichara, it is now you are standing on your pure aham pratyaya, but still the duality is there. Why? Because it is strongly imprinted in your mind that something you have negated. You are not that, you are not that, or you are not this, so and so. So the complete duality is there in you still. Now this aham pratyaya, when you feel this pure aham pratyaya, Just you see, this consciousness, it is birthless. It will never die and it will never take birth also. How is it possible? Now here comes the question. How is it possible? I can find me confined here. But this I consciousness will never take birth. But I can feel myself here. So this kind of feeling comes to you. Then it becomes a little complicated to accept all these things. But not complicated. These are all facts, Ji. Just try to scrutinize your own experience in the light of scriptural statements. और do a little vichara, कुछ विचार तो करके देखो, as per the Vedantic process. Now you see, the rest of the world which you have negated, you are the support to, you are giving support to all these things. Why? Because they all are in your consciousness. They all are in your consciousness. They all are appearing in your consciousness. So, your presence matters most. You are present there, and that is the reason why you are lending support to all these things. Whatever vast something is, no matters. Why? Because you are giving support to that vastness. You are revealing it. Even you are revealing the time and space. Why? Because time appears in your consciousness. What does that mean? That means you are something outside time. Time is revealed by you. You are not revealed by time. Consciousness or your I-ness or your I feeling or your feeling of aham pratyaya, that pratyak, that nitya bodha, swayam prakasha nitya bodha, does not appear in time. Time appears in it. Just try to understand it. It is a very, very subtle point. When you see that it is now 8 o'clock or it is now 9 o'clock, what does that mean? You are lending support to the revelation of time with the help of your consciousness. And what is this consciousness? It is pratyak, swayam prakasha nitya bodha. So the time is in your consciousness and you are outside time. So you are pervading the time. Time is not pervading you. Very subtle point. Whatever the time it is, say 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, when I say, I just utter this 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, just you see, it appears in you. Suddenly you can conjecture something. Who is helping to conjecture it? That a span of 20 years is like this, a span of 30 years is like this. What does that mean? It means that you are vaster than 20 years, you are vaster than 30 years, you are vaster than the whole time span. If the whole time span appears, it will appear in your consciousness, in your swayam prakasha nitya bodha, in you. So this time cannot completely capture you. You are completely capturing the time. That time cannot pervade you. You are pervading the time. The time cannot encapsulate you. You are encapsulating the time. So you are beyond time. So in the same way, you are beyond space. How is it possible? Vast immensity of space you experience. But who is giving revelation to this space? Maybe it is a vast immensity of space. Huge. You are experiencing something. But you are experiencing something. So, who is giving revelation to this vast experience of space? You are giving revelation to this vast experience of space. What does that mean? The thing that is being revealed by you means is in you, and you are pervading the thing. So the space is being pervaded by you. You are not being pervaded by the space. Just try to understand it. So you are already, right now, you are beyond time and you are beyond space. Why? Because time and space, they are revealed by your self-effulgence. They are revealed by you. Tameva bhantam anuvati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam ivam vibhati. Tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. You shining, he shining, everything else shines. Everything is revealed by your self-effulgence. Try to understand it. It's a very, very great point. If you understand it, then the core of Vedanta you will be able to understand. Time and space, they all are in your consciousness, in your sense of I, in your sense of pratyak, in your sense of aham pratyaya. So what does that mean? Your aham pratyaya is vaster than even time. Your aham pratyaya is vaster even than space. Because you are lending existence to all these things. Try to understand it. Now if the question of death and the question of birth come, how they will stand to reason? Now say birth, the question of birth. We take, for example, first comes the question of birth. Now this aham pratyaya, when you look at your experience, the time and space, they are being pervaded by this aham pratyaya, by this pure sense of I. How this I will take birth in time and space? If the I, this aham pratyaya, this consciousness, this pratyaya, takes birth in time and space, there must have been some another I to look at it. Try to understand it. Not another I, that also would have been watched by I. Means your aham pratyaya. Because it is some happening, it is some event. Taking birth is some event. Taking birth is some happening in your time or in your space. And time and space, they already are there in your consciousness. They already are there in your aham pratyaya. So how this aham pratyaya will take birth in time and space? If it had been so, then it would have been washed by this aham pratyaya. Try to understand it. It's a very big point. And that which can watch this birth is again outside the time and space, is again not pervaded by time and space. So the aham pratyaya, this pratyak, this consciousness cannot be reduced to the level of time and space. That cannot be done. Simple logic, simply just you try to understand. Whenever you are experiencing some vast space, whenever you are experiencing a span of time, just you see, they all are appearing in you. They all are appearing in your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha. So your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is pervading time and space. So how this Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha will take birth in time and space? So it is birthless. When you look at your aham pratyaya experience, can you tell me when it took birth? Is it possible? You even don't know from your experience that when it began. So in the same way, if death happens, then this aham pratyaya or this swayam prakasha nitya bodha is also the witness to this change. If death happens, it will happen in some time or space, but time and space, they already are pervaded by the swayam prakasha nitya bodha. And the Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is outside the time and space. What does that mean? And the death happens in time and space. That means it is outside the periphery of death. The death also is pervaded by aham pratyaya. Because you are changing, you are watching the changes, you are observing the changes. That I sense, this aham pratyaya, it never dies. Because even during the time of some excruciating pain, he himself is watching all these things. So whatever he himself watches is pervaded by his aham pratyaya, pervaded by his consciousness. So consciousness is outside it. Time and space are pervaded by consciousness. So this persisting sense of consciousness, this persisting sense of aham pratyaya, this persisting sense of pratyak, this persisting sense of Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha can never die. It is not possible. If it never dies, if it never takes birth, then it becomes limitless. Why? Because it is not pervaded by time, it is not pervaded by space. Beyond time and beyond space, what does that mean? It is limitless. When I say limitless, then also somebody will think vast immensity of space, that is limitless. That is completely a wrong idea of limitlessness. This is not limitless. Whenever you are thinking some vast immensity of space, a vast area, that is also a kind of limit. Because you are giving a shape to infinity. It is taking a form. You are giving a rupa through your mental imagination. So again you are making this mistake to recognize what limitless, what unlimited is. Limitless means you cannot think of it. It is beyond thought, it is beyond imagination. You cannot think of it, and that what you cannot think of it is unlimited. Try to understand it. It's a very, very subtle point. Very, very subtle point. So we started our discussion from a piece of paper that you are not the piece of paper, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not these ego sensations. You are the watcher of all these things. You are the knower of all these things. You are the seer of all these things. So all these things are pervaded by you, and the whole multiplicity has been reduced to idam. So you can watch the idam. And aham pratyaya is the pratyak. That is your swayam prakasha nitya bodha. So this aham pratyaya is said self in the Vedantic parlance, atma. And this idam is given the terminology anatma, non-self. So one is self, that is you are vast limitless consciousness, and another is non-self. So you have understood what actually your aham pratyaya or swayam prakasha nitya bodha is. That is your self. Complete duality is there. It does not mean that you are now standing on Advaita Jnana. No, not at all. Complete duality is there. The Sankhya philosophical system climbed up to this level. They reduced the whole thing into two, Prakriti and Purusha. And according to them, the two are real. The idam is Purusha, and the idam is Prakriti, and the aham is Purusha. The whole thing was reduced to two. Now, if you accept this Sankhya theory, then you will not be able to explain Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. If two are there, then how Brahma can be Ananta? One is there, that means it can be Ananta. Even you cannot say that one is there. What is there is there. But when two comes, that means it is limiting the other. So it cannot be Ananta. The Sankhya system went up to this. Prakriti and Purusha. They both are real according to them. But Vedanta does not stop here. Vedanta does not stop here. Till now, whatever the vichara we have done is called Vetireka vichara. It is called Vetireka vichara. Analytical analysis, analytical reasoning. So through analytical reasoning we understand what the self is. Through Vetireka vichara we understand, but still duality is there. Self is there and non-self is there. But if we accept the self and non-self, both these two, then the Advaita Jnanam is not possible. Because two cannot be there, two realities cannot be there. Then Brahman cannot be Ananta, Brahman cannot be infinite. Just try to understand it. Infinite means there is no competition at all. There is no other thing to limit the vast Brahman. So through discrimination, how to know that the non-self also is the self? So through Vetireka vichara, you are able to come to this level, self and non-self. Now you have to know, or you have to investigate into the non-self also. What is this idam? Aham we can understand now. Changeless or unchanged, is not affected by anything. I am giving reality to time and space. I am unveiling or I am revealing time and space. So I am beyond time and space. I am pervading time and space. This we can understand. But the idam, non-self, this also has to be understood. So this is called Vetireka Vichara. The Vichara today we have done is called Vetireka Vichara in the parlance of Vedanta. Analytical reasoning. Vedanta now will take up another Vichara, that is syntactic reasoning, Annaya. Through the Vichara of Annaya, you will be able to understand that the non-self is not non-self, it is also self. It is not other than the self. It's a very, very great point. So, this Vetireka Vichara, please do a kind of reflection. Those who are beginners, do a kind of reflection on it. Be reflective. Don't make your life so busy. Have a pause in your life. Go to a calm and quiet place. Just sit there in a tranquil environment and try to inquire into your real nature, actually who you are. You will see this vague idea related to your body, vague idea related to your mind, all these things will be clear. We have this vague idea about our body, our bodily changes, mind or mental changes, ego sensations and all that. The reason for which we get attached to it, and sometimes we behave in an impulsive manner also. So all these vague ideas will go away. Everything will become clear. You will get a clarity after studying Vedanta. So hold on to this Vichara. So today we have completed this Vetireka Vichara. In the next class, we shall see what this Annaya Vichara is. So gradually in this way we shall progress. So this is the benefit of Drik Drishya Viveka. Drik and Drishya. This is the benefit. You can come to some kind of a reasonable conclusion. You can come to some kind of reasonable conclusion that you are not the hunger. You are not buffeted by cares and anxieties. Why? Because cares and anxieties, they all appear in your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha, and once again they go. So if cares and anxieties, hunger, they come and they bring a kind of pain to you, mental pain, still your Swayam Prakasha Nitya Bodha is not reduced to cares and anxieties and hunger or diseases, so and so. Why? Because you are revealing them, you are watching them, you are giving existence to them. Just try to understand it. Now you see, after doing Vetireka Vichara, where you will find your own position. Time and space, everything appears in you. You are vaster than time and space. Amazing, something amazing. Vedanta is revealing the facts like this. So when you take a thorough Upanishadic study, you understand things better. What is available, already available, just try to understand it. It is a matter of understanding that universal mistake, that vague ideas have to be corrected. Vague ideas regarding body, regarding mind, and all these things have to be corrected. Okay, today also we have gone over time. So in the next class, we shall do Annaya Vichara. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Pranamastu.